everybody, it's Elizabeth from Fern Creek Stickers, and I am here to plan the week of January 24th. This is the first video that I'm filming in our new house, and I am still figuring out the best place to film, so you notice I've got kind of a weird lighting situation going on here, but you know, we'll work with that, so I hope it doesn't bother you too much if the lighting's a little strange. So I will be figuring out the best place to film going forward. So this week I'm going to be using kit 94 Grace. This was actually a November kit, but I didn't ever use it in November, and this is one of my favorites. I really like this color combination, and I think these kind of wintry florals are perfect for January. And I also have some custom scripts that I pulled for myself, and I realized too I need to make myself a lot more custom scripts. These were my last of these ones, so I need to get some more made before next week. We'll see if that actually happens. It's a busy week. So I will start by going through and laying down the base for the week and catching you up on everything. So I had been so excited to be back on a roll with making YouTube videos, and then last week moving kind of threw a wrench into that. It was a 3-day weekend, which was perfect for moving, and that was intentional. And we just, you know, one of those things, you're getting help from other people and things don't go exactly where you'd planned them to. So I thought that I had all my YouTube stuff in a very special place where I would definitely be able to find it, and then somehow it ended up not being in a very special place where I could definitely find it. So I had no idea where my stuff was, and I finally found it this weekend. So I apologize. I was so excited about being back on a roll with YouTube, and then I just was not able to film last weekend. So anyway, we are moved into our new house, and the move went well. We had family come and help us last Saturday. So the plans changed a little bit because we had pretty nasty weather the rest of the weekend. So originally some people were gonna come on Sunday, and some people were gonna come for Saturday and Sunday, and that changed because of the weather, that people didn't want to be driving in the weather on Sunday, which was a good call in the end because it did snow, and you know, and I'm from Chicago, so driving in snow is not a big deal to me, but here people just aren't used to driving in snow, so it is a big deal, and for good reason, and especially because, you know, there's not like salt and snow plows and stuff to help people out. So our family was here on Saturday, and we got a ton done on Saturday, but we also had to prioritize time because we wanted to do the most important things while we had help. So the biggest thing was we had a U-Haul, and we got the big stuff all moved from our condo, but we didn't get stuff put away. So we got everything moved into the garage, but it did not get further than the garage. So the past week, you know, we're taking it slow, so we've still got stuff, non-essential stuff sitting in the garage, but the past week Brian and I have been moving stuff in, and we may hire college students for a couple hours to move, or we probably just need to honestly hire some people for an hour. And I got a recommendation from a friend of some students to hire because there are a couple really big heavy things that need to come upstairs, and we'd probably rather just hire some people to take care of moving that stuff for us. So anyway, we've been making good progress on getting stuff unpacked, and I think the most annoying part about a move is like all the little stuff that's left at the end. So we still had stuff at the condo. We'd gotten like, I don't know, you know, 99% of the stuff, but then there's always that like little niggling stuff, and we're almost done getting stuff from the condo. The only things left are there's some stuff in the fridge still, like condiments, so that's easy, and then also some things that we need a screwdriver for, and also a big pile of stuff that needs to get taken into the recycling center. So we're really close on getting stuff out of the condo, and one of the things you'll see on my plans for this week is I need to text our cleaning lady to see about getting her out to clean up the condo, because originally we were going to do that, and then it was one where, like, I mean, yes, we're going to have to pay her well to do the cleaning because it, you know, it really does need a deep clean, but also that's one of those jobs where I'm really happy to outsource and pay somebody else to clean it up so we can get it ready to sell, because we would like to sell that as soon as possible. So Luna has been having a little bit of a struggle adjusting to the new place. The first day, so we moved her, I showed this on Instagram, we moved her first on Saturday, and so that she wouldn't be underfoot, especially because at our condo she would go outside like supervised, but she knew she could go outside and it wasn't a big deal, and she would just sit outside and observe stuff. So, but we knew that like with all the doors open and people coming out, she might go outside at the condo with other people there and then get freaked out, and we didn't want her doing that. And at the condo there wasn't a good place to, we needed to get in all the rooms. There wasn't a room that we could just put her in and close the door. So we moved her first thing and put her in the laundry room at the new house. And I moved her over, and this is, first of all, this is funny. So when we take her to the vet, we always put the cat carrier out a few days ahead of time so she doesn't freak out when she sees it. And so we did the same thing, and like when she goes to the vet, she started hanging out in it and was like, oh, this is so nice. You put this little cave here for me. This is amazing. So she was really excited and was hanging out in her cat carrier. And so we were hoping that the morning of the move, she would just go into the cat carrier on her own, because that's what happened last time we went to the vet. She just went into the cat carrier, and about an hour before it was time to go to the vet, she was napping in there, so I just zipped it up, and that was easy. But of course, the morning of, we couldn't get her to go in the cat carrier, and she's a pretty skittish cat, so we knew that like we had one chance. If we tried to put her in the cat carrier and messed up, she would go hide and we wouldn't be able to get her in. So she wasn't going into that, you know, we were putting treats and kind of like flicking toys in there and trying to play and get her to go in the cat carrier that way. And she wasn't having it. So we, Brian just got a U-Haul box, and he like put one of her favorite toys, because she was in a playful mood, so he just put one of her favorite toys in the U-Haul box, and she walked in right away. So we just flipped the U-Haul box on its side and taped it up. And I should tell you, it's like a 10-minute drive between the condo and the new house. So she was not in the U-Haul box for very long, and we put her in the front seat with, there's like the little holes for handles in the side, so she could see me through the handle while we were driving. So it was not a very long drive. She was not in the U-Haul box very long, but she ended up getting transported in a U-Haul box instead of her cat carrier. So anyway, I got here, I put her in the laundry room, I sat with her for a little bit and played with her and tried to get her acclimated. And at that point, she was, when I was there, it wasn't too bad, and she was kind of curious. And there's in the laundry room, there's a door to the outside that's like full glass, and she loves looking out windows, so she was really enjoying looking out the glass door because it was at her eye level. So she was doing great. And then I left, and we'd made some trips back and forth at that point, and also our family was here, and especially Brian's sister's family. They are great people who I love a lot, but they are also not the quietest people. So Luna was freaking out a little bit, probably. So I wanted to go just check on her and reassure her and make sure everything was okay. So I go into the laundry room, and she's not there. And it's like, it's an empty laundry room, and also we had just gotten the washer and dryer installed, so they were kind of pushed away from the wall, so there wasn't anything she could be hiding behind. It was obvious she wasn't behind the washer and dryer. She was nowhere to be seen. And I didn't know how she could have escaped or what could have happened. It just didn't make any sense, and it seemed like if she'd gotten like stuck behind something that she would be making noise about it. I just had no idea where she could be, what was going on. So I was freaked out at this point, and I asked one of my nieces, I was like, okay, we need to really slowly and quietly look all over the house, because at that point there wasn't that much stuff in the house, so it was pretty easy to look, and we couldn't find her anywhere. So then I'm really freaking out at this point, and I start looking outside for her. I'm worried she might have run outside and run away from the new place. So I'm looking around, and I can't find her anywhere, and I come back, and my sister-in-law is in the laundry room, and she's like, well, let's just look in the cupboards and the drawers in case somehow she got behind here. And it turned out she had gotten into one of the laundry room cupboards, and we had never seen her go open a cupboard before. And I think because at our old place, the doors in the cabinet, they were like flush up against each other, and here there's a little gap, so she's able to get her paw in behind the door. So she was able to open the cabinet door, and then the cabinets here have the self-closing hinges, so then it closed behind her. So she was just hiding out well, I was gonna say happy as can be. No, she was not happy. She was thoroughly freaked out at that point, but she was just hiding out in the cabinet, and so that was good. But then later that same day, everybody had left except for my mother and father-in-law, and we were having dinner with them, and we went ahead and let Luna out so she could start exploring. And at that point, we weren't really moving stuff, but my in-laws did go in and out a couple of times. And they, you know, we're really aware of Luna coming in and out, but realized they might not have been. So after they left, again, we could not find Luna anywhere. And because we'd moved most of the stuff into the garage, there still weren't that many places to hide inside the house. So we looked everywhere, and we were getting kind of worried about where Luna might be. So we were kind of racking our brains for like, where else can we look? Where else might she be? And so we had taken our dresser drawers out of our dressers to move, and those were inside because obviously we were going to need the stuff in our dressers sooner. And she was there was a stack of dresser drawers, and she was hiding in a dresser drawer that had two other drawers stacked on top of it. And it was one, I have no idea. I mean, cats just squeeze into such small spaces. I have no idea how she got in there, but she squeezed into that dresser drawer, and got my whiteout off track here, and was hiding in there. So yeah, so it's been a little bit of an adjustment for her. She's doing better. She's still, like, downstairs is where she's comfortable, and partly that's because Brian and I only really got our offices set up this weekend, so we haven't been spending a lot of time upstairs in our offices yet. So she really has mostly been downstairs because that's where we've been. But, you know, she's starting to get more into things and get more playful. One thing that's funny, so we live in the woods now, and we've been really excited because Luna loves to look out the windows, and we've been excited about, like, anticipating her looking out the windows and enjoying that and having a good time looking out the windows. And we have our windowsills here are kind of wide, so it's pretty easy for her to sit on them. And this morning there were a bunch of deer out in our backyard, and Luna climbed up on the windowsill and she was looking out the window at the deer. And the funniest part though, so she was pretty intrigued by them, but then they moved a little closer and she started growling at them. So I'll be curious to see if she continues to think that deer are her enemy or not. Because there was a rival outdoor cat at our old place who they would have staring contests through the window sometimes, and Luna would definitely growl at Maisie when she would come by. Oops, I don't need a third divider on the weekend. I don't know. My tweezers are not here. I will need to find those. Still unpacking, but making progress on the unpacking. Okay, and that's everything that I need there. And we also too had a lot of things this week that still needed to get fixed. So it was, yeah, that was also a little bit interesting. Like, and some things that you just, yeah, the good thing with a new house is everything's new, but the bad thing about a new house is everything's new, which means that things are prone to getting broken. And fortunately, our builder has been really responsive. Like yesterday, the hot water heater stopped working and it had an error message, and our builder was able to get the plumber out right away and get the hot water heater fixed, which was good. So, you know, we're dealing with that kind of stuff. But again, it's to be expected that there'd be things. I think the thing at this point that's a little annoying is there's some stuff that's lingering longer than it should, and we kind of want to have, there'll still be issues that come up for a while, but we'd like this initial set of issues to be dealt with, and not everything has been yet, but that's okay. It'll all get taken care of. The other thing though that made this last week really interesting was we didn't have internet, and you know, and obviously, like, I don't want to be a diva and be like, I can't live without internet for a week, but we had tried to get internet set up before we moved, and AT&T had canceled our appointment. But the thing that was challenging was it meant that I had to leave the Fern Creek was challenging without internet, because pretty much everything, all the computers, they sync over the cloud, and stuff like making packing slips and shipping labels I can't do without internet. So I had to leave the computer and the printers for shipping labels and packing slips, I had to leave at the condo, and I had to keep going back to get to like print stuff. So that also made this past week a little bit interesting and unusual. But fortunately, we did get internet, so we're in good shape now, and we have fiber optic internet. So this is the best internet I have ever had in my life, and it is pretty amazing. All right, so now I'm going to go back through day by day and fill in my week. So Monday, I've got some research stuff I have to do. I have to code some interviews. I have my first class on Monday, which is again weird because this is technically the third week of class, but a Monday only class didn't meet yet, so that's interesting. Oh yeah, I've got all the readings for this class printed out from the last time I taught it, and I'd forgotten about that. I like reading printouts better, so I need to pull all the readings for next week from the binder. I need to do some grading. And the grad students in my class have a discussion board they need to do, so I need to read that before class. And then I need to, at home, text our cleaning lady, see if we can schedule cleanup at the old place. I need to edit and upload this plan with me. Danielle will be here on Monday, and then I will try to finish up the orders that she starts, and I need to mark down the stickers to 50% off as part of my clearance. Then I have a few things scheduled, so let's see what stickers I want to use here. So I have a plagiarism case that I have a meeting about. This is from, I've had a few of these in the last week from plagiarism issues that happened at the end of last semester. So these go pretty quickly because in these cases too, usually the student and I have, we have always talked about what happened already, and usually these are pretty straightforward and the student's like, yeah, okay, I cheated. But I've got that, and then I have a meeting with my research assistant. Looking to see if there's a good doodle for that. Oh. We're not meeting on the computer, we're meeting in person, but we'll be looking at our computers when we meet, so I'll put that doodle down there. And then I have office hours, which I will mark with a line so that I can write in there later what I'm planning to do during that time. And then I have class. I need to make myself some new scripts for my classes this semester. All right, so that is Monday. And I'll go back, and it'll be boring for you to watch me write in my habits every time, so I'll go back and do that afterwards so you don't have to see me fill in all the habits. Then on Tuesday, oh yeah, so I have a student who had a really bad case of the flu during finals week. So it's definitely not her fault, but so she had to take it incomplete and make up the exam now, but she's not communicating with me very well. So I think she's taking the exam at 9 on Tuesday, but I haven't heard. But she has until the end of this week, or she's gonna get a 0 on the exam. So she needs to email me back. And then I need to do some reading for the class I'm teaching. Do some data analysis, work on revising another paper, And I'm doing an independent study and I'll need to prep for that. Then at home, I want to unpack one box and work a little bit on organizing the kitchen, which to me is like the most important room to get right. So I'm trying to take my time. And then Danielle will be here again, so hopefully I'll be able to finish up that batch of orders that she'll start, and I will have this plan with me is going to go live, and I'll put my daily duo on Instagram. And one thing you can see here too is that I do like to break tasks down into small things. So and this is what works well for me. Like, instead of doing all of my class reading, spending several hours doing it on one day, I'd rather spend 1 hour on a bunch of days breaking it up like that. So, you know, different things for different people, but I like to break down tasks like that. It makes it a lot more manageable. Like, doing all the unpacking is a huge task, but can I unpack one box? Yes, I can. And for dinner, we're gonna have egg casserole. Wednesday. Oh, and let's see, and I forgot, I want to go running, and right now I have the luxury of being able to, I've become such a wimp since moving to Alabama. I used to run like below zero, whatever, I didn't matter, but now if I can run later in the day, I'll run later in the day, because it's the difference between, like, if I run in the afternoon, I can wear shorts. If I run in the morning, I'm gonna be wearing all of my winter running gear. So I am trying to run on the days that I'm working from home so I can do it later in the day. But I will on Wednesday though, I will do my workout first thing in the morning because I'll be going to campus, so I can take a shower and get ready. So on Wednesdays are my busy day. So I'm gonna have at noon, I have Bible study. And then I have an independent study that I'm doing with one of my favorite undergrads. So we meet on Wednesdays. And then I have office hours. And then I have book club, so I've got a lot going on Wednesday afternoons. And what do I need to do on Wednesday? So pretty similar stuff. I need to do one reading for class. I need to do some data analysis. I need to look ahead at what I need to do for my administrative duties, take a look at the discussion board for the grad students and see if they've started talking on it yet, and I need to do some writing. Then for Fern Creek, oh, and then also in the morning, before I leave, I need to thaw soup for dinner. I'll go ahead and put that in. It's leftovers from last week, but it was like gonna be just long enough that I figured I should probably freeze it. We call it Wirecutter chili because my dad is really into Wirecutter, the like product review website. And so he sent along this recipe and was like, oh, this is the best bean soup ever. And my husband joked like, oh, did you get the recipe from Wirecutter? Which he did not, but we call it Wirecutter chili. It's really just, it's not even chili, it's bean soup, but it has gotten that, that name. So again, I'm gonna unpack one box. And then I want to fill 15 orders. And I will also be filming, editing, and uploading my 2022 goals video. Okay, then Thursday, the only thing that I have scheduled is small group. And that will likely be on Zoom this week. And then I will run in the afternoon again to avoid the cold. And then I will be putting up my goals on Instagram and YouTube. And it is obviously, I'll talk about this in the video, but it's, you know, it's the end of January. But with moving and also winding down the Fern Creek stuff with a lot fewer employees, I knew January was going to be a really busy month. So I kind of have given myself all of January to work on formulating my goals and knowing that I wouldn't be making a ton of progress, although I'd be making a lot of progress on like moving, which is a huge goal for the year. So really my goals in 2022, I'm gonna really start focusing on them in February because January I had other stuff going on. All right, then Thursday I need to do one reading, code one interview. This is all looking very familiar. Again, I really just like to break stuff up into small chunks. Oh yeah, I started a committee in the fall and then things got really busy and I kind of dropped the ball, so I need to pick that up again because it's something I really care about, but I was taking on too much in the fall and I should not have done it then. And unpack one box. And especially like on these days that I'm working from home, I can, I have a little bit more time, like when I'm making lunch or something, I can work on organizing the kitchen. So not doing that every day, but when I'm around at home, that's pretty easy to do. And then on Friday, let's see, I'll do weights, but maybe I will sleep in a little bit. And nothing else is scheduled for Friday. I'm gonna post my vision board on Instagram for 2022. And then for work, pretty similar stuff. And as always too, this gets filled in a lot over the course of the week. So especially, I try to make it less planned out as I get towards the end of the week because things will come up that I forgot about or that need to happen. And then I need to finish up these revisions and send them to my co-author. And then for Fern Creek, fill 15 orders, trying to get caught up on orders. And at home, unpack one box, kitchen organization, and I also need to make a grocery list so Brian can go on Saturday morning. So that is Friday. Then Saturday, I think I will aim to go running late morning. It should be warmed up enough by then, but don't want to put it off too long. And for home, it'll be laundry, and I'm not going to put more specific unpacking stuff because I know that's going to happen, and we do have, actually I'm going to put, I've got a bunch of stuff from Target that I need to look at and figure out what I want to return, so that does need to happen, but there will be more unpacking, but I don't know exactly what because I'll have to talk to Brian about exactly what we want to do. And then I want to fill 25 orders. And we'll prep my plan with me on Saturday and film it on Sunday. So Sunday, and then nothing specific to do at home. And on Instagram, I'm gonna post the 2022 release dates. And I will do some yoga. And we will have virtual church. I think that that is everything for this week. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you for bearing with me while I got a little bit of a rocky start to being back on YouTube. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye, everyone.